What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Big Things Coming. My sidekicks, Mel, Geordie, how are you guys?
Good.
Bellissimo.
Take you back to Italy.
Well, let's not do that.
Indeed. Continue on. What's happening, bro?
What's up, guys? All right, today we have got an awesome guest.
We're just going to go straight into it.
Straight into
No
it.
fucking around today.
Guests, another double episode.
Double whammy.
Double banger.
Today we have got Boz from Rockus.
Yes.
How you doing, mate? Thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you.
So, first of all, cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers for the beers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Beers, no tears.
And, okay, you and
Yeah.
your water.
I'm a good boy.
That ain't water, man. You got some goon in there or something, mate.
Straight vodka.
Boz, what's going on, dude? Rockus, talk to us.
Well, yeah, we did last year. We did our reunion gig, which was great. Thanks for everybody that came down, by the way.
Yeah.
It like sparked it back into us. You know, like I knew that we'd keep going the minute we did that reunion gig.
Yeah.
Where was that gig?
At the Charles Hotel.
Okay.
Charles, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And after doing the gig, I knew that we couldn't stop. And that's what Barney felt, the singer, and Hipper, the other guitarist. Unfortunately, Nathan Cox and John Oliver, the drummer and bass player, decided they just couldn't go on to do it.
Yeah.
But fate prevailed, and we found Jackson, the new drummer, and Jade, and they're just the best rhythm section, like the best in their field, I reckon. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, and so they're a lot younger, and it's like us old guys out the front, and we've got this rhythm section that's just pumping, and
New energy, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Love that.
So we can float on music a lot more, you know, like.
Yeah.
So how long has Raucus been like a band going for, mate? Like, how long are we talking? When did you guys first start?
1990 or 1989 or something.
Wow. Okay. And were you being your booking agent at the time? Was that the Rock Exchange?
I can't remember, actually. It's that long ago.
Where?
No, we did everything ourselves.
Did ya?
Everything.
Okay.
Absolutely everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wicked.
I'm only asking because my dad was a booking agent and he worked at one time, I was little, he was at the Rock Exchange and then he went and did his own thing there. But I do recall one of your posters being up there. So that's why I thought I'd ask the question.
Well, we managed ourselves, but got assistance from promoters and stuff. So we worked with all the promoters and managers, but we directed ourselves on what we were doing, you know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we were firing on publicity, like breaking the world record for the loudest pub band.
We heard about this.
You know, that got us so much publicity. Like we did that gig, and then that week Mario Durazio from Real Life with Stan Grant, back then it was a current affair program, rang us and said they want to do a spot on the current affair program featuring us.
Wow.
And like
That would be amazing.
That's cool.
publicity.
and it was the next 2 days they were in rehearsal filming us, the Channel 7 crew, and 2 days later we were on air.
Right. And I mean, because that would be in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So prior to all the internet stuff and all that,
That would have been massive.
Yeah, so you relied on that. You relied on the media to boost your presence, right?
Yeah. It was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Would you say it was like easier or harder back then, like the 90s, to promote your music, like to make a noise, make a raucous?
It came pretty easy to us because we had a knack for coming up with things that would sort of, you know, any publicity is good publicity. When we were on Channel 7 on Real Life Stan Grant 7:30 Current Affair, the next show was Aussie Cops, and it started with me getting pulled over on Scarborough Beach Road and searched. And I was like, "Ah!" And
Brilliant.
then it went to ad, and the next feature on Aussie Cops was Barney and Hipper getting pulled over. And like that was that just changed everything. And that wasn't planned publicity, but you know,
we call that a happy accident. Yeah. That is brilliant though. Like you know, you think back then, man. Like it's like hard rock, and that's your sellable product. You know, right there. You know, doing burnouts in Commodores at Macca's or whatnot. You know, like,
How long was your tenure from then? So you went from 89. Did you go a couple decades in, or was it like how long until you had the hiatus?
We were together for 10 years, and we actually reason why we stopped after that 10 years. Well, we managed ourselves, did everything, and everything was going. We did 2 Bin Dunes, headlined it on Friday night twice, which was just immensely huge. And so it was hard for us to manage ourselves. We had this sort of a guy that judged a band competition, which we won, a guy called, I think his name was Tim Navilius. He owned the King's Ambassador Hotel, and he said, Rockus, he rang us and said, boys, come in and I need to chat to you. We get there and there's this, he introduces us to this Indian guy, and I think he was an A&R dude for Disney.
Okay.
Whoa.
And and he gave us he put a contract in front of us, like $1 million contract. We weren't going to make $1 million, but they were going to spend $1 million on us, and we were going to do all the festivals with Metallica and all that over in Europe. And so anyway, this Indian guy leaves, and then Tim says, "Oh, mate, you guys have made it. Go to the honeymoon suite, drink what you want to drink, smash the place up. I don't give a shit. Just ring your family and tell them you've made it." And we're all like, "Yeah." And so we went up there, and we left at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and went back to the Rawkus house because we all lived in the same house. And
that's rock and roll.
Yeah. And we went to sleep. I woke up about 4 o'clock that afternoon, turned on the news, and we'll turn TV on, the news is on, and it said Tim Navilius was stabbed to death at the front doors of the King's Ambassador Hotel at 6 a.m.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You just seen it.
What the fuck?
So
Oh my
we went
God.
up partying, and while we're up partying, he was stabbed to death at the front doors of the hotel. They did the crime scene, finished all that, and we walked over that when we went home. Had
Not
no
knowing
idea.
it was
had
him.
no idea. We didn't even know it happened.
Oh my God, dude.
And we couldn't get hold of the Indian guy again.
Oh, no.
Did he do it?
was the middleman.
Way.
Back then,
Did he do it?
No, it was a jealous guy. He's
This has turned into an episode of Sherlock Holmes, bro. Like, dun, dun,
True
dun.
crime stories.
Yeah, you need an 8-digit number on your correspondence to the A&R person at Disney, or they don't get any correspondence because people just bombard them with CDs and stuff.
Right,
the time, yeah.
We didn't know the 8. We didn't know the combination number.
Oh my God.
And you can't just ring these companies and ask for that person. They will not let you speak to them.
Of course, yeah.
So that ended. That died. And that was devastating to us because, to come 10 years and it finally come to that, and
it
then
was
that
there
was
in
taken
your
away.
hand. It
Yeah.
was
Oh
there
my
in your hand.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So is that like what the end of you? Like, were you that defeated by that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sort of deflated us a bit. And because it was we had like the band and the crew was like 15 people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everybody was, anything that happens affects a lot of.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
like a big family, and that's it's great when it's going, but it's hard to there's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving
a lot of
parts.
dedication, and that sort of thing just sort of brought us back a bit. And, oh fuck! But anyway, so yeah, we sort of disbanded, sort of. I guess it was, but it was terrible. It was so sad. It was
Yeah.
really impacted all of us.
Rest in
No
peace.
doubt.
That is fucking incredible.
It is,
Like,
Don't hear stories like that anymore.
No,
dude,
no.
like, but how sad, like. Now, obviously, we don't know the full
should be in a
story, or
Yeah.
100%, man. Like you should write like a biography.
Oh, I've got some stories.
Yeah,
Oh, I bet.
fuck, man. Like, You'd be a cool dude to have a beer with on a podcast. Oh, wait a minute.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, it'd have to be a long podcast because I got a lot of
we can get you back again for another story.
Yeah,
but like to have that moment, like your gold moment, you know, that golden handcuff moment, like just sign your name here, and we'll introduce you to Metallica, you know, like.
But you won't get that 8-digit fucking number. Like that would be the most infuriating.
I couldn't imagine how you must have felt, like, especially with that event happening, you know, like, hopefully he rests in peace. I'm sorry to hear that. But also, like, your dreams and your ambitions right there, man. Like, to be celebrating and then just gone.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
So basically, we disbanded, and then it was beginning of last year. My old man, God bless him, he was passing away, and his last words, he sat up and said, You've got to get Rawkus back together. Aww. And I went, oh, fuck. And it's pretty emotional to me. Barney rang after 30 years 1 minute later.
You've got to be kidding me.
Right.
Nah. Oh, my gosh.
And they FaceTimed him and my old man.
Yeah.
And I hadn't spoke to Barney for 30 years.
Wow.
And he rang 1 minute after my old man said that.
Oh, my goodness. It was...
So
just goosebumps.
when I left, I rang Barney. I said, mate, we got to do this now.
Yeah.
I just promised him I would, and he said, so did I. So, yeah, it was only like 3 weeks later he was here, and we were doing the reunion gig.
So
is why.
Was he still in Perth, Barney?
No, he was in Mildura.
Oh right, okay. So
he left a whole thing he had in Mildura, his whole thing.
Yeah.
Because he promised this to my old man.
Wow.
And here we are.
Wow. So is the Rawkus house a thing again?
Kinda.
If so, I want to come round, dude. Oh.
I mean, I stayed at Barney's last night, so I guess that's his house. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's
wow. Like
incredible.
what a. I mean, I know that's a very small look into the long, you know, experience of your band and stuff, but fucking hell, man, that's just like.
So when my man did this, like when I said this to him and that all happened, I just thought that's like one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me in my life.
Yeah.
Just the ironic thing that happened.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just getting Rawkus back together for the reunion to me, or to Hipper or Barney, I reckon. It was like, we've got to get the family back together.
Yeah.
And the minute we sort of reconnected, it was just like we were home again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
the
no
Blues
time.
Brothers were getting the band back together.
Like no time had passed. You were just
Yeah, so we wandered. I mean, over the 10 years, all I did was busk every day. Like
Right.
I was just like playing everywhere, IGAs, Coles, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just wandering, and then Barney came back, and now everything's a piece.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
So you did the show, the reunion, with the original members, and then they decided thereafter that they can't continue on for whatever reason.
Yeah,
And
John
then
O, the drummer, and Nathan, bass player, decided they it wasn't in their life now. So
Yeah.
But
It would have been a
it was
lot.
kind of a blessing because we got Jackson and we got Jade, the bass player, Jackson, the drummer, and
Full of energy.
Without having them in it now, it wouldn't be anywhere as good as it is.
Yeah.
The new songs we have now are just blowing me away. Every time I listen to them, I just go, God, this is good, you know?
Yeah.
So in the last, however, like you said, 30 years since the band sort of disbanded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, I know you said you were like busking and stuff like that. Were you still writing? So you had like a massive catalogue of songs to take to the band, or is that like?
I write every day.
Right.
Every time I wake up, and when I'm asleep, I'm still writing because I wake up and go, "What did I just dream?"
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
But
But that busking, the busking every day, almost like, it's so good for your performing. Like,
Yeah.
it's just.
well, the world is your stage.
Yeah.
You know, the world is your audience.
Yeah.
You know, you can set up your guitar, you can play anywhere, you can play right here, like which we've had people do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's beautiful, man.
I've played to thousands of people busking. I mean, the amount of people that go to Coles is incredible.
you know what I think's bullshit though? Like
Tell us.
the fact that you need to pay for a busker's license. You know, like you need to pay to have a license to give the world some art.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the license doesn't actually do anything for you because if you go play Coles, they'll still tell you to move on even if you've got a busking license. But
fuck you, Coles.
yeah, but I haven't been told to move on, so that's a good thing.
Well, it's probably good.
But
Doing
I
something
can sort of read the
room sort of thing. Yeah.
Tone it down when the mature ladies walk past.
I remember when I was a teenager. I was in Adelaide with my dad, right? And I just finished like paying off this 12-string acoustic guitar. Like I was a young teenager. I was only playing guitar then for about a year or two. And my dad helped me pay this thing off for my birthday, right? So I've got my brand new 12-string acoustic. He said, right, let's go to Glenelg. I set myself up. I even went and got the busker's license. So I set myself up in Glenelg. And I said, Dad, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm going for a beer. He went to the pub. And I've set myself up. I've got the case out. And I just started playing some covers, like Hotel California and stuff. After about an hour, I think I made about 20 or 30 bucks.
Nice.
So I came back. I said, Dad, I'm buying you a beer, mate. So me and my dad bought him beer. Yeah, it was great.
No,
it was
great?
A beautiful thing. It's sentimental to me, like those kinds of memories. And
it's emotional, isn't it? Like
it is.
It's full on. Like the first day I busked was because I had nowhere to go, had no money, and I was hungry, and so I happened to have an amp that took batteries.
Yeah.
And I just stood up in front of some shopping centre, and like 5 minutes later, a chick drives right up close to me, and she's been bawling her eyes out. It gives me $20. Says, "You've made my day."
Oh, bless.
Yeah. And then I just got something to eat, and I thought, "Fuck, this."
You made my day.
Yeah. So I did that every day, every single day. To eat.
It's hard now because there's not many people that carry cash anymore.
No.
I saw a guy busking with a little digital thing.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Like, is it possible to set that up where it's like, a $2 tap and go sort of thing? Yeah. See, that's cool, man. Like, we need to influence this stuff more. Because I like busking, man.
Yeah, I the thing is, like in town, I've noticed, like I busked the main street in the mall there, and I made like nothing. Yeah. And then I go to Spud Shed, and I set myself up in one of the car bays across from the doors. And I started that when COVID was really strong, right? So people were driving past in their cars and throwing the money into my bucket whilst in the car.
Right.
Now that's a driveway.
Yeah. And that was, mate, Spud Sheds and Coles shopping centres. Rock.
Try and get an endorsement from Tony Gallardi, mate. Start doing his commercials.
Yeah.
Hey,
have
Tony.
A lifelong, never-ending supply of potatoes.
Yeah. I love your spuds, Tony, man. If you're watching the show, we love you, dude.
Yeah.
So keep it up.
You've been on the busking grind, as you'll keep going with your thing. Rockus is back. So what's the next stage in the band? Are you recording?
Oh yeah. We've got all new material, like all new songs, and I'm blown away at how well we recorded 4 songs at Vision Studios.
Yep, Vision in Vic Park.
Vic Park, with John, who was like a 6th member at that period, and it just came together so well, and I'm really happy with it. A lot due to Jackson, as I was saying, and Jade, the bass player. It just makes it. Their talent is incredible, and having that young energy and it's great.
Reignites the fire.
Yes, man.
Do you guys have like a release date area in mind, or is it just?
We've already got it on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Bandcamp, and Triple J Unearthed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And have you got any plans for shows coming up?
Yeah, I think it's October the 12th at the Charles Hotel for the Heavy Mental 2.
Okay.
It's for to raise funds for mental health.
Yep.
October 12th. Charles
I meant to get this right. It's for the all proceeds go to Stitch in Time, the charity Stitch in Time for mental health, and there's we're headlining it and there's 6 other bands with us, so it's a long night of really good music. Starts at 5 o'clock on October the 12th at the Charles Hotel.
Awesome. Love that.
We are running out of time, dude. So we are going to boot you out of the hot seat for now. And we're going to bring in Jackson.
The new blood.
Thank you.
We're going to bring you back after Jackson.
In about 10 minutes.
And we're going to ask what's on repeat when you come back. Come
Can
on
we join
down,
us
Jackson.
for the last part of the segment?
Introducing
Bravo.
the new drummer for Rawkus, Jackson.
Welcome.
How are you, my friend?
Fantastic.
Come close to the mic.
Thank you for joining us, bro.
Hey,
Put
mate.
it there, pal. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
didn't
don't have
grab
yours,
it.
but
I
that's
don't have one.
fine.
It's okay.
So, how is it, mate? How is it joining such an established band like Rawkus to jump on the throne and beat the Skins?
Yeah, well, it's been very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
I love my old school heavy metal stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
As soon as I saw these guys play live in October last year, I was like, this is my jam. I'd love to be a part of this band.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I could kind of tell that the drummer and the bassist weren't keen anymore. So yeah, I kind of grabbed it by the balls and
That's
took that
awesome. Right
opportunity.
place,
So-
right time, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, like, you're in your 20s, yeah?
Yeah, I'm 25, so.
Yeah. So mid 20s, you're pretty much in your prime, especially for music. You're educated. You're well practiced, and to join an established band like that, it's exciting, right? Like,
and
and you
take
can
it to
tell.
new heights.
Yeah, Boz is loving it.
And had you heard of Rawkus prior to seeing them in last year?
Actually, my mum told me about him. Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, when I was quite young, she was
Yeah.
like, because I was getting into my heavy metal and stuff. Yeah, like she'd tell me about her days back, like indie bar
And did she freak out when you were like, oh, so I'm joining them?
yeah. So it's actually a funny story. I was jamming with Connor from King's Og and
Yeah, I know Connor.
Pits West. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Connor is a legend,
He
boy.
is.
Yeah.
Ripper guitarist.
Such a lovely guy, too.
Yeah, so humble.
Yeah.
And so I was over his place and Boz was out the back painting and I didn't know who he was at the time. And Connor goes, oh, that's the guitarist for Rawkus. I'm like, really? And I go out there and I'm roll up a smoke and hang out with him and then he's like, I was like, you're the guitarist for Rawkus? And he's like, maybe.
Who's asking?
I was like, well, now I don't trust you, mate. You look like a painter because he was painting these gorgeous floral paintings. And yeah, and then my mum went before the Rawkus gig. My mum went around there and hanging out with Boz and that, and she was like, "Oh, I was talking about me." And then he was like, "Oh, I know him." yeah. So my mum was like, "Oh, he gets around a bit." So, yeah.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
But so not just Rawkus, though. You're in a couple of bands, aren't you? You're in the Terror Adapters.
Yeah, so I've been in the Terror Adapters since 2019.
Yeah, and you guys played a gig last night at
Yeah.
the Swan Basement.
Yeah. No, not the Swan Basement. There was something else kooky going on down there. There was a
Oh, right.
big rave
Sorry.
down there. But yeah,
Oh,
the Swan Lounge.
Doof doof.
Yeah, the Swan
Yeah,
Lounge.
Doof Doof.
My apologies.
Yeah.
And what was the lineup?
So we had, is it Bravo, Inferno,
Yep.
Motivated,
Yep.
and the Grots.
Okay.
Oh, the Grots.
Yeah, so very punk
heard
oriented.
Heard a lot of the Grots. I'd love to actually jump on a lineup with those guys.
Oh, there you go.
They were a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how was it, man? Like, good turnout, good atmosphere, energy.
Yeah, it wasn't just the bands there.
That's always a win.
That's a win.
Yeah.
I knew that feeling.
There's quite a few extra people there, and it was great to see a bit of support. And even if a couple from the basement came up, or when they had all these crazy get-ups, and it was like,
Oh, man.
glowworm stuff.
Yeah.
You remember?
There's a few unicorns going around.
We played a
Oh.
show. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Was that at the basement though, or was
Yeah.
that at the lounge? Like,
Basement.
because I think there was also some shenanigans going on upstairs. Like, yeah, man, we got some weirdos coming in. No, not weirdos.
Just
yeah,
different.
weirdos. Yeah.
I like to mix it up, eh?
Interesting.
It's like swapping heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening it up.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. No, it went really well. It was the first gig in 2 years.
Yeah, because you
What?
guys
Yeah,
have
it's
had a bit of a change in lineup for the Terror Adapters.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, a lot of bands go through that. Like,
Yeah.
I think all our bands have actually experienced a change in lineup at one
Yours,
point.
more than once.
Yeah.
And so, when you joined the Terror Adapters, were they already established, or?
Yeah, so Adrian had the band well before that. Yeah, and at that time he didn't have any other members. He just had it was just himself and I think there was another bassist. I can't remember, but when I joined the band, it was very bare bones and and when I came and just brought it to life. So because I really gel with Adrian and we write together really well. So
And I think that's the most important thing is chemistry.
Yeah, you need it, man.
Chemistry
Otherwise
is
it's not going to work.
Yeah, and I love like sci-fi and horror movies and stuff. Old school stuff, like John Carpenter's The Thing or Night of the Living Dead, and he's just crazy about that. He's got he's got it called the zombie bunker out the back of his house. And
Excellent.
it's just walls and walls of like, crazy DVDs and
posters
all
and
sorts.
stuff.
Posters.
Yes.
Memorabilia.
I was like totally into like the really B-grade horror films, like slasher films and shit.
Evil Dead.
Yes,
I'm all
absolutely.
about zombie games, like zombies on Call of Duty.
I'm not.
Like,
I can't game. It does something fuck up with my head.
We've spoken about this. Like,
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like vertigo when I'm watching all this shit, like, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I know I'm gonna turn into a fucking zombie in a minute. Like,
So Pterodactyls is inspired by those kind of movies and such.
Yeah, so the lyrics are based on that.
Oh, awesome! It's like interlating.
Very
so like a concept.
Yeah, it's like it's basically a concept band, and we do a few samples and stuff that really makes
Very
it
cool.
Yeah, it gets the vibe when we're playing live. When you see us live, it's the best way to see us.
I remember we supported Pterodactyls when it was the Christmas Cracker at Baltimore. That was my first time ever seeing you live, and like you've got the full get up, like the jumpsuits and stuff. Like I do, like it's an experience, like theatrical almost, but metal as well. It's cool.
Yeah. I got to give it to Adrian though. This is really Adrian's brainchild. All the lyrics, all the melodies that come out of the Terrors is it's all Adrian. We had a few songs that Lem has written though as well, which kind of leads into what I'm doing with Lem. So he's got another project that's still under wraps, but we've got a few cool guys. A member from the Discordians, accordion player. Okay. He's got a couple other guitarists, kind of guesting on different songs. So and that's a bit more softer for me because I'm quite a heavy drummer.
And are you a hard hitter?
Oh, a hard hitter for sure. Yeah. So
you need like these sticks.
Oh yeah.
The flat butts.
You messing up the props, Mel.
Where's the tip on it?
It's Morgan Rose's sticks. So Morgan from Seven Dust, he's like the hardest hitter I've ever stood behind and watched play, and they're the sticks that he uses.
That is unreal.
I thought you'd like that.
That reminds me of like your tapping sticks when you're like 6 years old in music class, like tapping sticks.
Click.
What do they call them?
There's a name for it.
It is, and I just can't think of it.
It's not Glock.
No.
Nah, not a Glockenspiel.
We'll think of it later.
No, not a Glockenspiel. I'm pretty sure you get a Glock as well.
I got a Glock for you right now.
Oh. That makes a popping sound.
Tat, 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 tat.
Awesome, man.
Though.
Pterodactyls, but so you're saying you go like it's theatrical outfits and such. There's not a lot of bands that I've known from the local scene that do that kind of stuff.
No, like we had OJ on a few weeks ago, and they were talking about like they were originally like that.
The Wizards.
The Wizard band.
That's right.
They were just Wizards and metal.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like Wizard metal sort of thing.
Gandalf.
I'm short enough to be Frodo, I suppose.
Like Gollum.
Gotta get the feet things. Yeah.
True. But that's cool.
Oh God, we are getting close to that time. I'm just giving everybody a heads up there,
dude. Before we go, like I wanted to tap into like you've got a solo thing going as well. Did you mention?
No, that was Lem's project. So that's
right.
That's his
helping
solo.
out.
Yeah, so that's his solo project, and I'm just playing on that, helping out with that. So
sick.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Yeah.
So. Pterodactyls, have they got new music coming out on the horizon?
Indeed, we do.
Fantastic.
We're aiming for end of this year. Get a full album out.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You guys going hard?
Yeah, going hard. Yeah, we got a heap of new stuff, and we're gonna go over the old stuff as well. Yeah. Kind of as B-sides, and it's gonna be really out there album.
Awesome! Can't wait.
Yeah, for our final segment on the show, we've got to bring Boz back as well.
Boz, come on over.
I'll chuck you my headphones and mic, Boz. But we've got this segment, and it is called "What's on Repeat." Chuck it on the screen right there. So if we were to go into your Spotify, guys, like what have you got on repeat at the moment? What's a band that you're listening to?
Earworming?
Local, international, whatever.
Anything you're feeling.
All at the moment.
It's crazy when you think about
I've got
it.
ourselves on repeat. Four Walls by Rockus, man.
That's a very common answer, man.
yeah,
That way.
Yeah.
Especially with musicians, you're like, want to hear it all the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially if you're in that creative process as well. Like you have to sit there and listen to that shit over again, you know. So
It's the fruits of your labor, you know.
Yeah, man, I get it. But anything else?
Always watched Ramstein. That's
Oh,
killer.
I was blasting that the other day. Yeah, a bit of Sensucht.
Awesome shows, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unreal.
I can't imagine how crazy that would be. You know, the pyrotechnics.
Oh,
Seeing
no.
that live,
They're
melt your
set-
face off.
I saw them last year and they're just unreal.
Oh, where did you see them?
I saw them in Padova, Italy.
I was in Italy last year too, but I didn't
Oh.
see Ramstein.
I was in June.
Hello?
I was in
I
there.
said stop
I
there.
was in May.
Oh.
May through to June.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
but
cool.
their set is just colossal. It's massive.
I've just seen
It would-
clips of it, on like
Yeah.
shooting into the crowd.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
shoots
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
comes back. Oh,
On the
wow.
lifeboats, crowd surfing. It's,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
awesome, man. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else to say?
just wrapping up, when did you say your show was, Boz?
Yeah,
On the 12th of October we're raising funds for mental health
At the
awareness.
Charts Hotel.
12th
Amazing
of October,
callers.
and the bands is Blue Metal, The Wedges, Fura, Deathlehem, Electric State,
Electric State.
and Jam Art.
Those guys.
Wow.
Oh, Jam
And
Art.
us
Awesome.
headlining. Yeah.
What a great lineup.
Amazing.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
contribute, raise some money
Thank you,
for
bros.
mental health awareness, please.
Once again, shout out to the Hen House.
Thank you, Hen House.
Dave Gillam
Dave
Music.
Gillam Music. Thank you for having
And
us.
Scudley
And
Films on the ones and twos.
Thanks
Thank
for
you guys so
coming,
much for
guys.
coming down.
Thank you.
Yay.
That was Rawkus Boys. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
My big thing's coming.
Thanks,
We'll see you
Boz.
later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.